So vamos a empezar a hacer este pastel. Estoy medio nerviosona porque ya tengo mucho tiempo que I don't do a YouTube video on a cake, you know. Pero dije, vamos a hacerlo porque when else am I gonna get to make a cool Halloween cake? Porque ahora es Halloween. I'm not a big fan of Halloween, pero I'm doing this cake porque me lo pidieron. A 2-tier cake. The bottom layer is a 10-inch and the top one is a 6. Lo primerito que voy a hacer es tratar de quitarle esto de acá arriba so it can be really straight. I'm gonna use my cake leveler. I bought this one at Hobby Lobby for like $6 porque el que yo tenía era a Wilton one, pero mi hijo me lo quebró. Y aquí van a poner... Sorry guys, que tengo toda mi cocina everywhere porque estaba haciendo unas fresas. Aquí les voy a poner la foto de las fresas que hice. Me da mucha lástima quitar tanto pan. So, ¿saben lo que voy a hacer mejor? Es con un cuchillito. Y lo voy a dejar así because we can use this one for the top one. That way it can be super straight. Pero aquí I'm gonna just take off the edges. Y esto nada más para quitarle el cuerito de acá arriba porque I don't like that. Voy a quitarle este. Luego. So I baked these breads also all yesterday, all last night. That way they could be nice and cold for right now, because that's when it's better to be able to move out your breads everywhere and stuff, you know. Okay, so vamos a empezar ahora sí by building our bottom layer first. So what I'm going to do is, hold up, wait a minute. What I do is put my piping bag in a large cup, and this is a 16-inch bag because I want it to be kind of big because it's going to be pretty filled. I'm going to get my buttercream and put it in here. So for the people that are, oh my god.
It was at this moment that she knew she fucked up.
I forgot to add the tip in it. I forgot to add the freaking tip in it. Oh my god. It's because so cute.
20 minutes later.
Guys, so of course, first, don't forget to put your tip in your bag. Don't be like me. And I'm just gonna be using a big, like, big open circle one. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get my bottom bread, and I always want the bottom layer on the top because I want it the flatter the better, you know. And I'm actually also going to kind of push it to the side because I want more space in the front because I'm gonna put a mask in the front. When I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little bit of icing everywhere. Spread it out evenly. Okay, so now I'm gonna get my icing again and I'm gonna do my border. And now I'm gonna add my filling, and the filling that I'm using is strawberry jam with cut up strawberries in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap it. So I want to get rid of the most crumbs that I can. I'll level it, clean it up, and same thing. So now that I have my 3 panes on, I'm gonna go ahead and start to prime it. And what I like to do first is go ahead and cover the middle lines. When I do that, I go ahead and just do little squiggles. And with my spatula thingy, I just go ahead and start to wipe off the excess with very gentle hands, guys, because what I don't want is to get so much crumbs. Put them in the bottom. If you guys are new to my channel, si son nuevos a mi canal, entonces no saben que yo también me enseñé a hacer pasteles y lo que sea, porque I am a stay-at-home mom, so you guys know I could get pretty bored. So I was like, I'm gonna learn how to make cakes, because I think it was that I made my kid's birthday cake one year and I liked it, so I was like, can't be that hard. But little did I know it was pretty hard. So I think I'm officially a year into like learning to have started baking cakes or whatever. And no, I do not consider myself close to even being professional at all. But I do feel that I did progress a lot. I even have some cake videos earlier in my channel that I had filmed, and I look at them now, I'm like, oh my gosh, you don't do it like that. You don't do it like that, you know? So it's just like a learning process. Like, con el tiempo vas aprendiendo más cosas and stuff, so you get the hang of it better, you know? So I was actually even thinking that another idea for me to film is to actually recreate a cake that I have made in the past. I know that I made like a unicorn cake a month ago, and it was like a big fail. Well, I was very proud of myself at the time, but now that I see it, I'm like, oh my gosh, no girl, do not do that, you know? So let me know if you guys would like to see that. I can always like recreate a cake. So guys, remember we are priming it first, crumb coating it, and that is so that way we can get all of our crumbs in, and then we're gonna put it in the fridge and then come do it again. That way we don't have any crumbs in the final layer. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this cake really quickly. And just really quick, a tip that I do like to do is with a cup of water, I like to dip my spatula in there, and then with that, it gives you like such a nice, easy clean. And then just rub off the excess. Now remember, this is a prime coat, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, so this prime coat is done. I'm gonna go ahead and stick it in the fridge so we can start with our second layer. So voy a hacer lo mismo con estos, nomás voy a quitarle lo de arriba, donde dejé la cascarita de arriba. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and do the same to the bottom, to the top, pero aquí vamos a poner porque this is going to be the top tier, right? So what I want to do is measure this cutting board to be the size of the bread, because I don't want it to show. So I'm going to just measure it and cut a lot around it. Cool. So there it is. Now I'm going to put it on top of a bigger one, that way it's easier to move around right now until we need it. So remember, we have two. Put icing down here para que no se nos mueva el pastel, el pan. Y luego, same. Thinking the other day, how freaking crazy is it que ya se nos va a acabar el año. Y, o sea, no hicimos nada. No pudimos hacer nada casi todo el año. Literally casi todo el año entero no pudimos hacer nada, porque esta cosa empezó en febrero. Ya estamos en octubre y mira, todavía sigue. I'm over it. I am over it. So here is where I would literally, oh, I don't need it that much. Where I would literally always mess up when I would ice my cakes, because I would just put the mass icing on it. The mass icing, and I would literally scrape too hard. Que me traía todos los breadcrumbs, right? So then I would mix it into my good icing, so that icing wouldn't work anymore for the final thing. So I would go through icing like freaking crazy. I would even cry because of how mad I would be getting. Bought these also at Hobby Lobby. They're like plastic little tubes, and I'm just gonna go ahead and try to make it straight first. So I'm gonna cut it where the icing touched on. The icing is harder, so that's good. So it's gonna be easier to do the final coat. Ahí ir tapando de abajo para arriba. So voy a agarrar poquita y lo voy a empezar a embarrar. I said the good thing about this, it's a Halloween cake, so the point is for it to be kind of messy and beat up and stuff, you know, like it doesn't have to be perfect. So that's great. Y también otra cosa que hacía when I was barely getting into it is when I was doing the final coat, I would do my hand too heavy. Like I would press on the cake too hard, on the icing too hard. Yeah, otra vez sacaba what I used for the primer. So that means I got more breadcrumbs out, and ugh, I would just make such a big mess. So remember, everything's just very lightly touched. Hey guys, so I have to do a voiceover now because my kids and my man got home, so it was very loud. So yeah, anyways, right here lo que estoy haciendo es poniéndole supporters to my bottom tier, that way I can put my top tier, and then this is where the good part comes. So much concentration to make sure it's right in the middle. Oh my god. Okay. So then once we got that done, I'm gonna go ahead and use red chocolate that I found at Walmart, and I went ahead and melted it. Y ya de allí lo pongo in like a little squeeze bottle, that way I don't struggle with the drips and stuff. So lo que hago es le puse la sangre or the red chocolate right on the top, and then from there went ahead and just did the drips like they're falling. Like se supone que es la sangre que se está cayendo del pastel, ¿verdad? Y una de mis favoritas partes de aquí era que it was like the point of it was to make a mess. So from there lo que hice is I just kept squeezing the bottle. That way a whole bunch of like red chocolate goes flying and it looks like splattered blood, ¿verdad? Y ahí arriba estoy poniendo ya la mano, and I'm measuring where the fingers land. That way I can drip chocolate off of where the fingers is. Luego aquí ya estaba poniendo la máscara, pero estaba viendo que it was just way too big. So what I did was just chopped off the whole top of his head, which was like, makes sense. Voy a hacerle como que le mocharon la cabeza, le voy a echar mucha sangre en la cara. So estaba muy emocionada porque llegó a la tienda y me trajo una rosa. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Pero bueno, ya de ahí, it was just the fun part from making the big old scratch on the side of the cake. So that was it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the outcome of this cake. I'm sorry it was a really quiet, short video, but I just really wanted to record it because I was really excited for this cake, and I just am in love with the outcome of this cake. So happy Halloween, y'all. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Use your Lysol. Be careful, and if it's possible, stay home, guys. Vamos a quedarnos en la casa y ser lo más safe que podamos porque esta cosa va para largo, ¿eh? Pero bueno, espero les haya gustado. Antes de que se vayan, no se les olvide like, compartir este video y suscríbanse a mi canal, por favor, que ya vamos en camino a los 500 subscribers. Y los veo en la próxima. Bye.